Guys, on this special edition of Late Night War Week Boxing, we seek the counsel of the one and only Coach James Gogue.
Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogue.
Guys, welcome. Happy late night Wednesday. Well, I tell you what, guys. And my apologies for not bringing you a show last night. But obviously, our dear friend Ronnie Shields was doing the press conference with his fighter Dave Morrell Jr. And we're going to be sizing that up the only way we can with the expertise of the 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogue. James, welcome to the program, sir.
Hey, Joe. Doing good. I'm doing good. They had some great fights this past weekend. The card in Saudi Arabia was solid. The Tyson, Jake Paul, which created a buzz worldwide. Over 60 million household streams. Amanda Serrano, co-main event, stole the show. Probably in the fight of the year. What a war that was. 50 million household streams. The largest women's event in professional sports ever witnessed. Mario Barrios and Abel Ramos, that was a real good scrap. So, but the Serrano fight, that stole the show. That was a old classic throwdown. Okay, how does she worked through adversity, kept her poise and composure with that real bad cut, bit down and fought through it. And her and Taylor, Katie, she put on a show too. They were both, resilient competitors. The will to win was high. And, they put it on the line and they made a name for themselves, okay? Made millions of new fans, okay? Joe, their fight, like I said, 15 million household views on Netflix worldwide. You figure each one had probably 2 or 3 people watching, over 100 million, over 100 million, probably over 100 million, probably new fans out there, they made a name for themselves. Everybody was talking about it. You're talking about, you go on Twitter, they were buzzing. Excuse me.
Yeah.
They were buzzing about that fight. Even politicians like Byron Donald, or I can't remember the guy from Florida. And a lot of the politicians were watching the fight. Oh, man, she got robbed. Yeah. Paulina Luna or something like that. I can't remember. Anna Luna, another Congress woman. She talked about it. Oh, man, it was a great fight. I mean, come on. These people don't usually talk about boxing. People like, was it Skip Bayless?
Yeah.
Is that his name? He was talking about Serrano. What a fight that was. She got robbed. Come on, man. You're talking about all these people that never talked about don't talk about boxing much and never talked about her. So she's like she's becoming mainstream. Okay.
Yep.
She made $6 million for the fight incredible. More than the biggest purse for any women in boxing history. Am I right?
Well, now it was before Katie Taylor got 7 million for that fight.
Nah,
So
she had to pay. She had to pay Eddie Hearns and everybody else off. Okay.
No, that
All right.
is true. That is true. That
Yeah.
is true.
So, but she, Jake let her keep the money. All right.
That
There's
is
a
true.
difference. She had to pay Eddie Hearns off, so she probably walked away with 5 million, 4 million. Well, Amanda got her old 6 million. You know what I mean? Plus, she lives in Puerto Rico, where she doesn't have to pay taxes, so she's doing good. Yeah, she's doing good, and good for her because I just remember her when she was coming up. Obscurity.
Mhm.
Nobody wanted her. Nobody wanted to promote her. It was hard for her to get fights. She had to fight, in all these. She had to move up in all these weight divisions, fight bigger people for cheap paydays. She was with Ludabella. Ludabella didn't do much with her.
Yep.
Until Jake Paul got into the picture, and Jake Paul is sure, that's his number one star right now in his stable. And hey, look, her fight was shown, like I said, 50 million households. So she has probably over 100 million new fans. Come on, how many people in boxing can say that, Joe? It was like I said, to me, the main event, of course, stunk like I thought it was. That's why I didn't want to. That's why I didn't want to talk about it last week. But I knew Serrano's fight was be good. I thought that would, that has, it takes two to tangle. It takes two to make a great fight like Gaddy Ward, and I think this fight deserves a third fight where they're the main event of the whole show. And they're, because of what they did, I can't see no reason why they're going to do 50, 60 million more. You know what I mean? Household names and everything, and sell out Madison Square Garden or wherever this fight's at is going to be at and everything. But Golden Boy show was good. We'll talk about that. What else? My guy fought Mexico City. He had a great, spectacular knockout. See, in boxing, Don Chargan used to tell me all the time, you never know how a fight's going to play out. And going into this fight, Joe, this dude we were going to fight, I seen him spar in the gyms of Mexico City, and I seen him fight. And he's just a rough, tough, physical pressure fighter. Typical hardcore fighters you see up in Mexico City, just physical, in your face, throwing punches, loving, attacking the body. And I seen the guy in the gym. I'm like, okay, we're in for a fight. So, of course, we got to prepare accordingly. And when I told my guy throughout camp, these Mexicans, especially these physical Mexican fighters, physical pressure Mexican fighters, especially the ones in Mexico City that bring it to you. They love, they got great chins, but when you hit them to the body, they're not as tough. And that's what we concentrated on. We focused on that body right off the bat. The guy came out swinging, and I knew it. But hey, bring it on, baby. Like I said, bring it on, and bring it on. And my guy Joe, what do you call it? Right off the bat, focused on the body, the left hooks, the left uppercuts, the right hands to the body, and I think 20 seconds into the fight, we heard him with the body shot. He rolled over, and my guy seen that. He told me, and that's when he went for the kill. And we stopped the guy the first round, 30 seconds in the first round. Shock to me, and what I mean. I'll take it. I thought it was going to go rounds. You know what I mean. And I thought we would win, but I thought it was going to go hard rounds. And we stopped the guy. Like I said, the body shots, we got him on the ropes. The guy didn't throw no punches back for it. The referee kept telling him, throw punches, and he didn't respond. So the referee, stopped the fight. But the guy was hurt, man. He was hurt. But the body shots that did it, man. And we my guy's becoming a very, very proficient body puncher. Abram Retamoso from Colombia. He's 18-0, 13 knockouts. And now we're ready to go to the United States. He's graduated now from the Mexican minor leagues, which is me, Joe. It's the toughest minor league system in the world, from 140 pounds down. You talking about a city of what? I don't know, 14, 15 million in that area. They got over 200 gyms, and in the surrounding areas, they got a lot more gyms and tough fighters in that area. And fighting at 7,500 feet altitude, Joe, is not easy. Okay, it's not like fighting at sea level where there's air. Over there, the air is thin. 7,000. You know what I mean? You got to be really, really in great condition, training in the altitude, getting where you're acclimated to it. And, when you fight in there against these tough physical pressure fighters, you gotta be in tremendous shape. And my guy, it's perfect. It's the perfect place to season and nurture your fighter before you go to the States. So when we go to the States, Joe, we're going to have we're going down to sea level. So it's going to be a lot easier fighting because we train at altitude. But when you go down to sea level, it's a lot easier, man. For example, we could spar 10, 12 rounds, 14 rounds in the gym at altitude. We go down to sea level. Oh, man, we'll breeze. It's like going 25, 30 rounds at sea level. You know what I mean? Because there's so much more air you could breathe at sea level. But that's why I like training in altitude and fighting up here, because it just, like I said, it prepares them when we go fight like in LA or Houston or in Texas or California or even Vegas and everything. So, but it was I'll take the win. It was on DAZN. If you guys didn't see the fight, it's on DAZN right now. Ibrahim Retamosa, the serial killer, 18-0 with 13 knockouts. Probably my best prospect I've had in, 25 years. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah,
I'll tell you what, that's saying something,
he's
guys.
he's solid, man. He's solid. Yeah, he's what you call he's good, man. He's all around. He's becoming an all around fighter, but he's becoming a very precise body puncher. Look, Joe, you can hit your guy. A lot of guys throw punches to the body, but you got to hit your target. A lot of guys don't hit their target. Okay, you got to hit the liver when it's open, or the midsection, up the middle, or around the corner at the ribs, on your left, around your left side where your ribs are. Okay, you got to be able to hit the targets with precision. Okay, not just throw the body punches, but land them with precision. And Braun, every fighter he's fought so far, he's hurt to the body with good body shots and everything. So, but like I said, it was a good win for him. Now it's time to graduate to the bigger and better fights, which I know we're capable of winning when we go to the States next year.
Well, I tell you what, that is really exciting, Coach. We can't wait to root for him when you guys start campaigning in these states. I'll tell you what, but guys, check out Coach Gogue's latest protege on DAZN, Ibrahim Retamosa, El Asesino. And once again, that's care of Mira Promotions and what's her name? Mariana Caballero. Is that her name?
Yeah, Mariana. Caballero. Yeah, she runs the show. Manuel Garrido is the owner, but she's like the CEO. She runs the show and everything. Oh.
Very good. Looks like you're doing a great job. And once again, he's 18-0 with 13 knockouts, right?
Yeah. He's fought some tough guys too.
Very good, guys. I tell you what, before we move forward, guys, and we're waiting for, before our main event of the evening, we're waiting for more people to get in the chat, but I understand it's late. So, excuse me. Before we move forward, let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat. Our first gentleman in the queue, Jesus M. Welcome to the show, sir. He says, saludos, Coach. Saludos to you, my friend, and thank you for staying up with the coach and always supporting him. Also, my brother listening in from the UK, Mr. Toby Bartlett, thank you for supporting the coach, sir. He says, salute Joseph Coach in the chat. Thank you for being up this early and having that beautiful English breakfast with Coach Gogue this morning. And my brother Rodney Evans, and he says, it's good to see you, man. He says, what's good, Coach and Joe? How are you guys doing tonight? We are great. Thank you for joining us, sir, and supporting the coach. He says, been waiting for this breakdown from the great Coach Gogue, Benavidez versus Morrell. Who do I put my money on, Coach? Well, we've got to wait for that one. But after Gogue's initial preview, he usually doesn't like to make predictions this far out, but we'll see who he gives the edge to going into this, right? And Jesus says, Coach, do you see Benavidez is arm punching and has his feet too close together? Can boxers generate power with the legs that close together?
Fighters are natural punchers, okay? You either God gave you the ability to punch or he didn't. Whether your feet's together or your feet's spread apart, you know what I mean? But you can improve your power by, foot placement, correct foot placement, rotation, shoulder rotation, hip rotation, keeping your punches short, sharp, and crisp to maximize, to get maximum leverage on your punches and everything. Yeah, it's technique. It's technique. It's all technique when you throw your punches.
Mm-hmm. And there it is. There it is. Thank you, Jesus. We'll be once again, we'll be getting Coach's thoughts on all of that after we in just a few minutes, brother. Thank you for hanging with us, my friend. Also, my brother from Sacramento, Mr. G Funky Boxing. Welcome to the show, sir. And it's good. Thank you for always supporting the coach, my friend. Let's see. Also, my brother, Treetop Boxing. Salute to you, man. Thank you for supporting the coach tonight, this late. And Jesus M also says, Coach, what are the technical flaws that you see from David Morrell Jr.? We'll get into that in just a bit, my friend. But we'll address that when we get the strengths and weaknesses for David Morrell Jr. Also, my brother James from the Boxing Source. Thank you for joining us, my friend. If you guys haven't already, please go subscribe and bookmark theboxingsource.net. And he also asked this, Coach. Now, with all the interest on Taylor Serrano 2, can Netflix have Taylor Serrano 3?
Without a doubt. Look, it made a hit. Over 50 million people tuned in. I mean, 50 million households. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You figure, just say the average 2 households per view, 2 to 3. Some had 4 or 5. Shit, over 100 million probably seen that fight. Of course they're going to want Taylor Serrano 3. Hell yeah, it made a hit, man.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
and they're going to want more money, and they're going to want more money, which they deserve.
Yeah. Look, and you know what? Now think about this, Coach. In Amanda Serrano from Puerto Rico, in the American market, how many fighters, men and women, are bigger attractions than Amanda Serrano at this time in the American market?
Well, she just made a hit, man. I don't think not many. I guarantee you. I guarantee that rematch wherever it's probably best on the East Coast, Madison Square Garden. They'll sell out. Okay.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Coach, I mean, look at the kind of money that Terrence Crawford currently is demanding for his fights, and I think Amanda Serrano may be a bigger draw.
I think. Look, Joe, she just made a big hit, man. Yep. And she made, if she's going to be the main event, Jake ought to, make a deal with Netflix, okay? Because the fight was seen by everybody, and the demand for the rematch is going to be high. I try to ask for $15 million for the fight at least. Yeah. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? It's going to be a war. It's going to take a lot out of them. So you try to, of course, you try to squeeze every dollar out of them. The thing with her, Jake Paul, he's the kind of guy that wants to help her, not rip her off. So he's going to make sure she gets paid a lot of money. You know what I mean? Him and his partner. But I know Jake, you can see he has a good heart. He wants to help her. He took her on, man. He took her on, man. Nobody gave her a chance, man. You know what I mean? Yep. Except him. And he made her more money. And when he made her more money since she's been with them than she's ever dreamed of.
Coach, it almost makes you wonder, Coach, why did Jerron Boots Ennis and Shakur Stevenson, why didn't they sign with Jake Paul instead of signing with Eddie Hearn, who can't seem to cultivate attractions here in the States?
He probably didn't want to deal with them. He didn't want to deal with their fucking attitudes, their prima donna attitudes.
That's a very good point.
Plus, Jake, he says he wants to help women fighters and everything. So you know what I mean.
That is true. That is true.
I know. I mean, I could tell. I could tell. He's like, oh, fuck them guys. I ain't gonna give them a chance, man. I only want to help certain guys that pay the dues, fighters like Amanda who paid her dues. Never nobody helped her out, and you know what I mean. And so he brought her. He's not taking. If you look at, I don't know how many fighters they got in their stable, but they don't got a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah. I tell you what. It's no, he doesn't have many prospects, and I tell you what, Amanda, she's a veteran. You're right about paying her dues. She's been through all of it, and I remember when she was making, less than 10,000 a show, and she's always been a decent ticket seller in the New York area.
Yeah, she wasn't making shit, man. But now, look at her, man. Yeah, yep. Now she's the queen of boxing. Her next fight, she needs to get a long rest, get that cut healed. I wouldn't let that fight happen until next year. You know what I mean? Before the summer, hopefully. You don't want to. Well, when I don't know. They'll know when it's best.
Well, look, you can't wait too long because Katie Taylor's already 38 years old.
It don't matter, Joe. People want to see that rematch. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, they'll do it. They'll do it next year before summertime. Or during the summertime, whatever's best. She has to get that eye healed. Okay, that's something that's going to take 6 to 8 months at least. Okay,
that's true. That is true.
So it don't matter. Fuck her. No matter her age. This fight, she's going to be 39 next year. Big deal. That fight's going to be warranted. Okay. So and if I was Katie, she's won twice. I'd ask for 15 million, 20. Amanda, I'd ask for 15. You know what I mean? And Eddie Hearns is going to make a good amount of money for not doing shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, from what I was hearing, he made 30% of Katie Taylor's purse. Yeah,
that's what promoters do. What the thing is, Eddie also built her up too. So, he also built her up. But that should be renegotiated.
Should be.
For the next fight. Yeah.
Yep. Should be. I tell you what, thank you, JR, man. We appreciate you being here and always supporting the coach, brother. I love you, man. Jesus M also says, Coach, is Zurdo Ramirez the best fighter from Mexico at this time after his epic performance versus a rugged, never give up guy like Chris William Smith?
Canelo's the best fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, and what did Coach look, I was very impressed with Zurdo's performance this past Saturday. And guys, just to let you know, he's going to be our special guest next Wednesday, care of my dear friend Bob Trieger, his publicist. So we're going to be booking him on the show next Wednesday. Look forward to that, guys.
Okay. He put on a great performance this past Saturday. Yeah.
And Coach, what did Coach Gogue, what did our mentor Don Chargan, what did he always say about levels and matching up correct levels and usually, almost always, when you get two guys with a deficient amount of defense that are at the right level, at the same level, what does that always produce?
A good fight.
Yep. He said almost always it results in a great fight. Yep.
Yeah.
It's all about levels.
Yep.
Like put it this way, how did he look against Dimitri Bivol last year?
He didn't look good at all. He got schooled the whole fight. You saw the difference in levels in that fight.
Yep, there it is, guys. That's what makes matchmaking such a challenge. Not only do you have to match up well at the same level, the right styles, but also you have to convince both fighters to take that 50-50 challenge. It's in my opinion the toughest job in boxing, matchmaking. Golden Boy did a great job, man, on Saturday. We'll get into that in just a little bit, guys. Also want to welcome my brother Adam Hurley. Welcome to the show, sir. And he says Zurdo Ramirez, he deserves a fight with Jayo Batalla. From what I'm hearing, that's the fight that they're trying to make for next year in Riyadh season.
It's a good fight. That's a good matchup.
That's a great fight and a great matchup. Yes, sir. And that's for all the marbles, if I'm not mistaken, at cruiserweight.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yes, sir. Another undisputed champion in another division. Sal's Block Talk. Welcome to the show, sir. Good to see you, man. He goes, hey there, fellas. Maybe I'm off, but I see this fight going a bit. Now he's referring to Benavidez Morrell, a bit like Canelo Lara, with Morrell resetting David a lot. And he says, love the show. Thank you for supporting the coach on this day. Look, I will say this. I think the only way it resembles Canelo Lara is maybe by the scorecards with David Morrell Jr. getting jobbed. What say you, coach?
That can happen. But
Yeah.
to me, Morrell, I don't think he's been seasoned enough. Okay. He only got what? How many fights did he have? 13?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Benavidez has been through tougher fights and everything, but the guy is very, very athletically gifted. Athletically gifted with speed, punching power, reflexes, skill. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have that experience like Benavidez. So it's going to be that. But, when you're talented like Morrell, you don't need a lot of fights, to fight a guy like Benavidez and everything. So it's gonna be a good fight and everything.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, we'll get back to that in just a bit, and we're also going to get Coach Gogue's opinion on how the pay-per-view will fare. Well, I tell you what, you don't want to miss that, guys.
Fucking sucks.
Adam Hurley also says, yeah, hold on, brother, don't give the play game away. He says the game plan away. He says, Adam Hurley also says, Joe, you got to get Jose Benavidez Sr. on it. Look, I'm he's a friend of mine. I'm friends with the entire Benavidez camp, and I would never do that to Ronnie Shields. That's an interesting thought. Refugio Garcia, welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for supporting the coach. He says, poor Clarissa Shields got stuck with the little hat promoter in comparison to Amanda Serrano. Well, I'll say this. I'm good friends with Dimitri Salita also, and I love the guy, but yeah, he doesn't have the same juice that Jake Paul has. That's a fact.
And Clarissa used to badmouth the guy a lot, Jake Paul.
She's
on
still
Twitter.
Doing it. She's still doing it.
So he's going, oh, fuck it. Paul's going to go, well, fuck her. I'm not going to help her. You know what I mean?
Yep, indeed. I tell you what, last but not least, G Funky says, I tried to tell fans that Zordo was easy work for Beeble. Yeah, you did. No, you did. I do remember that. Hawker Mustang, welcome to the show, sir. He says, Floyd Mayweather said that Antonio Margarita was the real Mexican monster, Joseph. That was before he got his ass smoked like a cheap cigar by Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
And there it is. Welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for supporting the coach, my friend. I'll tell you what, coach, that leads us into the main event of the evening, and we'll talk more about the Golden Boy show a little bit later, as well as, well, some of the another edition of Terrible Fan Takes. But right now, it's our tell of the tape for David Morrell Jr. Guys, Osvari comes into the ring at age 26 and fights out of the southpaw stance. Actually, he's a switch hitter. Stands 6'1" in the center of the ring, 5'5" and a 78.5-inch reach. Originally from Santa Clara, Cuba, now relocated and official residence now of Minneapolis, Minnesota. How do you like that? He comes into the ring with a perfect record of 11 wins, 0 losses, 9 big wins coming by way of knockout, 81% KO ratio. Coach Gogue, what is there to like about David Morrell Jr., and does he fight like your typical Cuban?
Man, he's like I said, he's a very, very athletically gifted fighter. Oh, you can see his talent right off the bat. You know what I mean? Just explosive puncher. Can hit with both hands, athletic, good reflexes. He had a great, Morrell had a good amateur background too, so that helped. That helps him out a lot. Too, for his lack of experience, his pro experience. So, yeah, What else about the guy? You can't teach talent. Okay, when you got an athletically gifted guy like Morrell, okay, y- God bless you with that talent. Okay, a coach can't give a fighter that talent like that. Okay, and he's got a good trainer in Ronnie Shields. You know what I mean? Who's developing him in the pro style. So
Yep.
yeah, Joe. He's like I said, he's just an explosive puncher. He's got great reflexes, great reflexes. Understands distance. Uh, Great timing. Sets traps. That left uppercut of his is brutal. That right hook of his is brutal. The body shots he throws, he's got pop on him. That's God given talent. Okay, God either gave you it or he didn't. You know what I mean? And he's an athletic specimen. Now he's never been in a tough fight, so we're gonna find out what his
That's
character
true.
is about. Okay, we're gonna find out what his true character is if he's in a dogfight. If he gets what do you call it? Stuck in a dogfight going down the stretch against a guy like Benavidez. Okay, he can't
That
fight
is true.
inside either. He needs that range and distance. He's not a good inside fighter. That Morrell.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. We'll find out, guys, on February 1st at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, and he's going to be taking on, oh boy, undefeated David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. I tell you what, the monster Bandera Roja comes into the ring at age 27, fights out of the orthodox stance, and is 6'2" in the center of the ring, fighting behind a lengthy 75-inch reach. Born in Phoenix, Arizona, now resides out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and he comes into the ring with a very impressive record of 29 wins, 0 losses, 24 big wins coming by way of knockout. Coach Gogue, what is there to like about the Mexican monster?
Oh, David, man, it's a fun fighter to watch. Puts his combinations together beautifully. When he gets that range and distance inside, a beautiful combination puncher, just like Canelo. Throws every punch in the book, hits you from all angles. That's what makes him an exciting fighter, Joe. His high output, his high punch output. But I like him. I like him because when he gets in that medium or close range, he don't hold or smother you or try to tie you up. He puts his beautiful uppercuts, beautiful body shots. He goes to the body, to the head and body. He hits you from all angles, throws every punch in the book. Yeah, yeah, and that's why I like what I like about him, man. He's an action fighter. He's a fan-friendly fighter. Uh, Style is fan-friendly. Okay, he gets the knockouts, gets people excited. That's his main attributes. But like I said, I like him because he's a beautiful, a creative combination puncher, just like Canelo. Okay, so he's gonna need that when he fights a guy like Morrell, who likes to control that range and distance and keep everything on the outside and everything. But Benavidez is gonna have to somehow close that gap without taking a lot of incoming, then putting his combinations together. Yeah. And not let Morrell smother him or tie him up and everything.
Yep. Wouldn't you say, Coach, that Dave Morrell Jr., kind of like the, I hate to say this, but kind of like the game plan of Jake Paul, has to continuously turn David Benavidez, who doesn't exactly have the greatest footwork in that division. And he's got to consistently keep the action in the center of the ring, consistently turning the bull.
Yeah. A bull, Eddie Futch once said, a bull can't fight in circles. Keep turning them. George Benton said the same thing. Keep turning them. Keep turning them. Have them reset their feet. Every time you keep turning them, having them reset their feet, they got to get into rhythm again. Okay? But if you keep turning them, they can't get into rhythm. They can't set their feet. Okay? If they can't set their feet, they can't, get off on their combinations they want to throw. It disrupts their timing and rhythm. when you keep turning a bull, a pressure fighter, a guy that likes to put his combinations together. Yeah.
Indeed. I'll tell you what, also, if this past Saturday, Zurdo Ramirez did a brilliant job consistently turning Chris Williams-Smith, keeping the action most of the time in the center of the ring. And I'll tell you what, in my opinion, Coach, that was Zurdo Ramirez's best performance.
The opponent made him look good, okay?
Yeah.
He had the perfect opponent to make him look good.
Well, I tell you what, the game plan worked, and his southpaw stance really helped. Keeping his front foot on the outside of his opponent's front foot, and he was able to get that angle, that escape route, and turn him consistently. That's what David Morrell has to do in this fight, right?
Every time you fight, every time you're a southpaw, you try to, control that lead foot. Meaning you got to have your lead foot on the outside of your opponent's lead foot, so you can, pivot around them. Okay, work at angles. Not and when your lead foot is on the outside, when your lead foot is on the outside of your opponent's lead foot, you're not in the direct line of fire to get hit by that straight right hand. So the main thing is, like I said, it keeps you out of the direct line of fire to get hit by that straight right hand of your opponent. It gives you the ability to, to pivot around you, to keep turning your opponent. And you can also work angles by pivoting to your right. You know what I mean? And hit Benavidez at with the hard, solid uppercuts, body shots. Pivoting towards his right at angles and everything. So that's rule number one. Look at Usyk. Look at Lomachenko. It's in their fucking DNA. First thing they do when they go out there, when they fight a right-handed guy, establish the lead foot position. Okay, control it the whole fight. Okay, make sure you have control of that lead foot position the whole night. Don't, you know what I mean? Usyk. Watch him when he fought Joshua, when he fought Fury, when he fought what's that guy, Bellew or whoever. He always stays to his right. Okay, when he stays to his right, the probabilities of him getting hit by his opponent's straight right hand down the middle goes down. The ability for him to land that straight left hand, his left hand increases. His ability to pivot around you, keep turning you, increases.
Yep.
So that's the key, is that lead left foot. That's the number one thing, is establish that lead, your lead foot position. And so you can make those, you could keep turning them. Don't get hit by that right hand. Hit your opponent at angles and everything, and establish your jab too effectively. Morrell, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Coach. Do you see this, instead of comparing this to Canelo versus Lara? Do you see this more closely, possibly resembling Rayo Valenzuela versus Pitbull Cruz?
Yeah, but this motherfucker can hit too. This Morrell, he could get your attention. He could put some fear in you. All right. He's an explosive puncher. And if you make mistakes, he'll counter and make you pay. All right. Them other motherfuckers didn't have that, Lara doesn't have the power to, he didn't have the power to hurt Canelo, or that Rayo Venezuela. Yeah. He didn't have the power to hurt Pitbull. But this fucking Morrell, the motherfucker can hit. He has the power to hurt Benavidez to get his attention, or maybe put him on his ass for the first time or second time.
Don't forget Ronnie. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
He got dropped by that guy, Gabriel, or whatever that guy's name was.
Ronald Gabriel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, don't forget also, guys, and that raises an interesting point, Gogue. Dave Morrell Jr. in all of his fights, his 11 fights, he's customarily the predator. Do you see him possibly trying to push Benavidez back in this matchup?
That's what Benavidez wants. Why fight to your opponent's strength. Just box him beautifully, counterpunch him, set traps. Once you hurt him, then you become the predator. All right, okay.
Mm.
But why just go right after him? You know what I mean? He's a superior athlete. He has superior footwork, superior speed. Okay, a more explosive puncher. So set traps. You know what I mean? Let him make the
Yeah,
mistakes and counter. Hurt him. Then you become the predator.
yeah, this is a really, really interesting but very dangerous matchup for David Benavidez. He deserves all the credit in the world for taking on this risk, this huge risk for, yeah, not the big reward. I mean, this is going to be for sure his career high payday. But man, this is a tough matchup because let's just face it, against Demetrius Andrade, a much older fighter who couldn't punch at his age or at that weight. Yeah, he was tagging David Benavidez at will,
Yep.
setting nice traps for him, exactly like you described. And
Yep.
if he could punch a little bit at that weight at 168, boy, David Benavidez could have been in some trouble.
Look,
Could we see Benavidez in serious trouble on the
Joe,
first?
of course, this guy is an explosive puncher. Look, I haven't even studied the fight. I didn't even know they were fighting until you told me. Just
Yeah.
when you told me this, I didn't. I didn't know they were fighting until you told me. So I haven't really studied the fight. But I know how both guys fight. I've seen both guys fight and everything, and how I would fight Benavidez. I'd be on the outside boxing, try to set everything up with my right jab, touching them, or trying to land them nice, sharp, crisp jabs to the land, the straight left hand of the body a lot. Come back to the right hook to the head. When the fight, Benavidez gets aggressive, have him run into punches, straight left hand, right hooks, left uppercuts to the body. Have him run into punches if he gets reckless, and there's an opening. Okay, have him run into the punch. Set traps, make him overcommit, and come back and counter. Because this guy has the athleticism to do it. And I mean, he's a superior, athletically talented, gifted fighter. Hand speed, reflexes, footwork, punching power. Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's what I would do if I was Morrell. I'm not in the gym training the motherfucker. I'm just, what's going in my head. See, as a trainer, you get you put a game plan on how you want to fight him, but you perfect it in the gym. In the gym. Okay, yeah. We'll add this. We'll add that. Oh, we won't do this. Oh, this combination is gonna work. Okay, this combination. You just add stuff to your guy's repertoire, his arsenal. Every day in the gym and everything. Like for me when I'm training a guy like my guy, we train for this tough guy. I said, hey, boom, okay, we'll work on this. I added this. I added the southpaw stance where he's fighting from the southpaw stance so he can land the left uppercut to the body. Because the guy comes in, the guy we're fighting is tough physical pressure fighters. Tough physical pressure fighters usually, come forward squared up, and they're upper and the uppercut to the midsection is open. And it's I don't care how tough you are, you hit it right, you're gonna hurt. You're gonna hurt your opponent. So so during training camp, I seen him spar, and he switched to southpaw one time, but he only did it for like 15 seconds. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add that dimension to his game. So during the training camp, I started doing it, and he goes, "Why?" I said, "Did you did it? You did it in sparring a little bit, and I got a feeling if we work on it more, you'll get better at it. So when he started sparring, he was hurt. That the body shots from the left-handed position, especially that guy Rene Tejas. Rene Tejas, the guy that just fought Floyd Schofield, he was fucking ripping them left uppercuts to the body, hurting them. And I'm going, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? And what happened, Joe, in the fight? That's the first punch we heard him with, was that left uppercut to the body when he turned southpaw. So in training camp, it just popped in my head. That's what we're gonna do. Where in the gym, I'll say, let's work on it because I had it. It's just a feeling. And Ronnie is a veteran coach. He'll be with Morrell in the gym. He'll study Benavidez and he'll add stuff. Oh yeah, this is gonna work. This stuff he never thought of. When he was watching Benavidez, it'll just pop into his head. Oh yeah, I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna work on this. When you're a veteran trainer, it'll just pop into your head and everything, man. They'll fine tune their game plan during training.
I tell you what, that's great stuff, Coach, and we'd love to hear it now.
Hey, ask Ronnie, Joe. You talk to Ronnie, ask him. He'll tell you the same thing I did.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just a feel that you develop over decades of experience,
and knowing your fighter, and knowing your fighter, what he's capable of doing, or what he can be capable of doing. Like my guy never thought he could fight from the southpaw position, but I saw him in sparring one day, and he did a couple moves, just like 15 seconds. And I was like, shit, I'm going to do it more often because that gives him another dimension to his game. If he could fight in the pocket from the southpaw position, okay, he's going to have an advantage over his right-handed opponents because he can hit his opponents from punches from different angles they're not going to see. Okay, and you hurt your punches. You hurt your opponents with the punches they don't see. The left uppercut to the body. He'll be able to land better than from the right-handed position. Okay, because he's, you know what I mean, Joe? He's at a different angle. So this is shit you see. You see what. If he's capable of doing it, I'll do it. But if he ain't capable of doing it, I won't even fuck with it. It's just a feel I have if he has the ability to do it. But when you got an athletic fucking fighter like that Morrell, fuck, he should be able to add all kinds of shit, all kinds of weapons to his arsenal.
Look, Coach, I'll be honest with you. Coach Ronnie Shields says that he may be the most athletically gifted fighter he's ever trained, and he's much more athletic. And he does believe, without a shadow of a doubt, he's the most athletically gifted fighter in boxing at this time. He says it's a weird thing. He says Osvari can sign his signature with both hands, either hand. And he says, keep in mind, when we were talking about this matchup, he said, keep in mind, guys, he is a converted orthodox fighter. He's naturally right-handed.
Who, Morrell?
Yep. And he learned it. So he's got power and dexterity in both hands.
Yeah, but me, Joe, his inside game hasn't evolved. Okay, he needs that space. Watch him when he gets on the inside. Morrell, if somehow Benavidez is able to survive those big bombs and not get hurt, and starts, turning the momentum of the fight, you're going to see his deficiencies. Watch, just like Floyd Schofield, you're going to see his deficiencies down the stretch. Okay. Don Chargan always used to tell me a veteran fighter always gives a inexperienced fighters problems down the stretch. Now, Benavidez got to survive those early moments in the first half of the fight. Them dangerous early moments in the first half of the fight. Then as the fight goes on, if he could break down Morrell, then you'll see his defensive deficiencies. Well, he'll smother you. He'll just hold and tie you up. He has no balance, no fundamental skill sets on how to fight in the pocket, like AKA Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Okay. But anyway, what I'm saying is the motherfucker's athletically gifted. Look, Joe, I've seen him fight a few times. I haven't seen him fight a lot. But the few times I've seen him, so that motherfucker's an athletic specimen.
Yep. I tell you what, though, Coach, you know what? Just thinking about this, both fighters at a very high level. What we don't know, once again, you stated this in the outset, the intangible that we're not sure of is how is Osvari's chin? Because what Don Chargan always say about not getting too high on a prospect.
We'll find out.
We'll find out, guys, because he's facing David Benavidez. And Coach, do you see this one possibly kind of playing out eerily similar to Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, the first fight earlier this year?
This guy ain't got no experience. Well, he's got a big amateur, but he still ain't got the experience, man. That's the only thing that, even though he's got a big amateur background in this, he still ain't got the experience, though. Okay, he's never been in a tough fight. That Morrell. Okay.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, if you're David Benavidez' coach, if you're Jose Senior, how would you coach David Benavidez and train him and prepare him for a real athletic gifted fighter like Osvari, Dave Morrell Jr.?
Defense. A lot of defense. Not getting hit by the big left hand or the right hook. Okay. So that's what I would prepare. Controlling that lead leg, making sure, try to get Morrell's lead leg right. Keep your lead leg outside of his lead leg as much as possible, so you can land that straight right hand down the middle. You know what I mean? But main thing is defense. Everybody knows Benavidez got great offense, okay, but his defense, there's holes in it. So he's got to really sharpen up on his defense against this big puncher. You know what I mean? Slipping that right hand or blocking it if you could. Whatever. There's many ways to skin a cat. Like I said, I got to be in the gym with the motherfucker, and we'll work on defensive tactics to neutralize Morrell's strengths as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, guys, it's going to be interesting, guys. And once again, this is by far, outside of taking on, Dave Morrell, Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, by far the toughest matchup that both men could be involved with at this time. And we commend them for getting it on and signing on the contract. And basically, from a business perspective, Coach, they pretty much had no choice if they wanted to make serious money, right?
Yeah. If you want to make serious money, then fight the fucking best. If you want to make serious money and you can't sell tickets, you ain't going to get paid.
That's it. That's it, guys. Once again, that's the only way to increase your market value and make some serious coin. And it's going to be in the main event on pay-per-view, Amazon Prime pay-per-view, care of PBC. The promoters involved are going to be TGB Promotions, Samson Boxing, and Warriors Boxing, Leon Margulis. And look, it was just announced that the co-main event of this, instead of Tank Davis's co-main event, this is now going to be on this card. Brandon Figueroa, the long-awaited rematch with Stephen Fulton, and this time at featherweight for Brandon Figueroa's WBC, WBC featherweight title. What say you, Coach? Or interim title, my apologies. And what say you? Do you think Brandon Figueroa pulls out the victory this time over Stephen Fulton at 126? It was a controversial fight the first time. Do you see it playing out the same way?
It's going to be basically the same fight. Whoever the judges are, get the right judges in your favor. Yeah. Because, Figueroa gets hit too much, okay? But he's a relentless pressure fighter. If you know how to handle his pressure, it's easy work. Because he's right there to get hit. But a lot of people can't handle his pressure. They don't know how to fight these physical pressure fighters, like these physical pressure fighters in Mexico City. They don't know how to fight them. My guys do. My guys spar them all the time, so we know how to handle our biz. We got to fight these motherfuckers. But a lot of guys in the States, don't see it. I see these physical pressure fighters every day or spar them every day.
Now, I tell you what, it's going to be interesting. And also, guys, it's the return of Pitbull Cruz trying to get back in the win column, taking on Angel Fierro, the number 86th ranked junior welterweight in the world.
Fierro out of Tijuana. Yeah, that little ballsy kid. Yeah, he knocked out that 130 former Puerto Rican guy that was a 130-pound champion. I can't remember his name. From Puerto Rico, Miguel Cotto's guy. He's not fighting no more. He retired. Tall guy. Yeah, I forgot his name. He knocked him
Alfredo
out and everything.
Santiago. No.
Nah, that ain't the
No. It
guy.
was no.
Angel
It's not the
Fierro.
guy.
He's a ballsy pressure fighter for Tijuana. Yeah, he's a ballsy guy.
Oh, you talking about mini? No, he had the draw with. I'm trying to figure out who you're referring to.
Angel Fierro. He knocked the guy out. I can't remember, from Puerto
No, I
Rico,
mean,
man.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out who that was.
Pitbull,
That's all right.
Pitbull's fighting that guy.
Yep, Pitbull's
Oh,
fighting
that's a
Angel Fierro.
Yeah, it's a perfect style. Perfect style. For Pitbull. Guy's right in front of you. He ain't gonna run. He ain't gonna run.
Yep, and to finalize the pay-per-view portion of the card, a matchup between Jesus Ramos Jr. versus former unified champ Jason Rosario Banana.
Oh,
Boy, I tell you what, he's a shot fighter, man.
yeah.
Jeez. Oh well. Apparently, they want Jesus to look good.
PBC ain't got shit. They ain't got no good fighters, no young upcoming fighters coming up. They ain't got shit. All their stallions are old. Garcia, Charlos, Irislandi Lara. Come on, they're all fucking old. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're finished talking about this. I need to get your, if you were leaning towards a favorite in the main event of this fight card, this pay-per-view, who would you be putting money on at this time, or actually leaning towards, Gogue?
Joe, I haven't even studied the fight, man. I didn't even know these motherfuckers were fighting until you just mentioned it. You know what I mean? Benavidez if Benavidez could get through those early dangerous rounds, and take them in the back half of the fight, a good veteran fighter like Don Chargano has told me gives an experienced pro problems down the stretch. So you got to go with Benavidez, but he's got to be willing to he's got to be able to handle his heat, handle Morrell's heat early on. But if Morrell hurts him and finishes him off early, that's his best chance, Joe, to knock him out, is in the first 4 rounds. Morrell, if he hurts him, get on him and finish him off. Yeah. So
I tell you what, it's going to be interesting. And
you got to athletically a way more athletically gifted talent in Morrell than Benavidez. But Benavidez he's a veteran. Okay, he's been in tough fights. All right, he knows how to bite down when the fight gets tough. I haven't seen this motherfucker been in a tough fight. He's been asking all the questions, but he hasn't been answering no questions. That's my biggest red flag on that motherfucker.
Yep. And I tell you what, who knows? Could he be the next Erickson Lubin to come out of the PBC stable?
Yeah, we'll see. PBC ain't got shit.
I tell you what, I just love to hear you say that, Coach. But there it is, guys. And well, Coach, once again, you stated already that this pay-per-view was going to sink like the Titanic financially. Why do you feel that way?
Look at both motherfuckers. Look at Benavidez. Look at all the pay-per-views he's done. He hasn't done nothing. Nothing of significance. This guy never main evented a pay-per-view. Come on, give me a fucking break. Where's this fight going to be held at, Joe?
The T-Mobile Arena.
Oh, jeez.
In Vegas. Yep.
They'll be giving tickets away for this fight. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's a huge venue. Canelo and Edgar Berlanga sold it out, but yeah, I don't see how this one fills. I mean, look, put it this way, guys. The rematch between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, as well as the third fight. Oh no, I'm sorry. The third fight. No, it's the rematch and the third fight. It was in the T-Mobile Arena, and that didn't sell out the T-Mobile Arena, right? And now we're talking about Fury and Wilder, so I can't see this selling out the T-Mobile Arena either.
When is this fight? March 1st?
No, February 1st.
Oh, fuck. Them guys are going to have to train during the holidays. That sucks. Nobody wants to train during Christmas. Yeah, but hey, or New Year's. Hey, that's part of being a prize fighter. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's it, guys. That's
Been
it.
there, done that, baby.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, guys. So there it is. There's Coach's breakdown of Benavidez versus Morrell. What do you think?
Benavidez got to take him down. Benavidez got to take him down the stretch. Okay, he's got to survive those early rounds. Okay, Morrell's got to hurt him and finish him off early.
Yep, there it is, guys. There it is. And I tell you what, we want to thank our brother Outlaw for supporting the coach. Welcome to the show, sir. And Khalid, brother Khalid says, welcome to the show, Khalid. Good to see you. And he says, this fight is evenly matched. Benavidez has the hand speed combinations. Morrell has the quicker footwork and agility. Yes, it's a great fight, guys.
And hand speed, too. And punching power.
And Jesus points out that fighter was Albert Mercado.
From Puerto Rico, Miguel Cotto's guy, yeah.
Yep, there it is. Good eyes, brother. Good eyes. Hold on. And Chief Funky says, yeah, that paper would be lucky to break 100,000. I think
100,000.
Coach.
Shit, that's being try 30 or 40. 30, 40. Who the fuck knows them guys? Yeah. Every time Benavidez does a pay-per-view, he doesn't break, what, 40? What was his last 2 pay-per-views, Joe? You know.
Well, his last one was with Tank Davis. And you know what? That barely broke 100,000.
No, I'm talking about him by himself.
Oh, you mean the last one he did with Demetrius Andrade? Oh, boy. Yeah, that didn't even break 60,000, 50,000, something like that. I don't remember. It's been a long time, but it didn't do well, guys. It didn't do well. I think it was 49,000.
They're lucky if it does 40,000.
Yeah. That was with Demetrius Andrade, guys. I think it did 49,000.
I can't believe, man, they put this shit on pay-per-view. You know, if you can't do 300 at least, your fight doesn't belong on pay-per-view. And they, you know, this shit should be a free fucking fight for people to watch.
It's with Al Heyman. So there are no free fights with Al Heyman any longer.
Yeah. Well, all I got to say is Netflix is the new sheriff in town, man. If you could, any of you promoters can, I don't even know who the shot callers over there at Netflix are. You getting, if you could get in good with them. Jake Paul right now is, he's got the in-house, what do you call it, leverage with them guys, man. So he can make deals. He can make it, you know, he can make any deal he wants with them fucking guys over there now.
Yep, I tell you what, he's got proven success now. Well, I tell you what, what a commercial hit that was. Now, this is what I was told. Before that event, they were around 263 million subscribers worldwide. On the day of the event, they had gained almost 20 million new subscribers just because of that event.
20.
Yep.
It was worth their investment. But the thing is, you know, it opened up another what do you call it? Opportunity for fighters, a network they could fight on, you know what I mean?
Yep.
A platform they could fight on, man, which is great because boxing is dead right now. No network TV, only one ESPN, and I heard from what we talked about, they're not going to be in business after 2025 with ESPN. They're not going to get their contract renewed, which is sad. Then after that, you know, everything else is going to be on DAZN right now. DAZN is going to be the only show in town, and that pay-per-view Prime Network bullshit. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be pay-per-view. And if Netflix could, you know, get in the ball game. Yeah, then we're talking business, man. Yeah, we're talking business.
There it is, guys. There it is. And I tell you what, speaking of which, we've got another, and before we let you go, Coach, we've got a new edition of
Terrible Fan Takes on Twitter/X.
And once again, let me know when you can see this, Coach. All right. Here goes. And this is a terrible fan take made from a degenerate fan who knows shit about boxing. And yeah, he made a YouTube video about it. And this idiot has 160,000 subscribers on YouTube. Tell you what. Yeah. So here it is, Coach.
We're going to find out that 58-year-old men are 58-year-old men, no matter what they look like. Right. And Jake Paul is a 28-year-old athlete in the prime of his life.
Yeah. Look at how fake this fight is. Tyson could have ended it with a knockout here, but instead, he chose to just run around and do nothing.
Actually take a chance at Mike Tyson not being able to do what he used to do. Because that's what he's doing. The gamble is, like, there's not a chance in hell that Jake Paul would survive against the Mike Tyson that beat Marvis Frazier. You ever watch that fight?
Yeah. Joe Rogan has sparked significant debate after he reportedly shared his skepticism regarding the authenticity of the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. Rogan dissected the events of the fight, suggesting that elements of the match appeared orchestrated. While he stopped short of outright accusing the event's organizers of scripting the fight, his observations have reignited discussions about the legitimacy of such high-profile matches.
The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago. Now, this script has went viral. Let's see how accurate it was.
Okay, I just can't take anymore, Coach.
Yeah.
Oh, but Coach, look, and once again, guys, before this and after that video came out, yeah, the script posted or leaked, apparently, it was considered or found to be fraudulent. But the reason why people are saying that, one, they're stupid and they actually fell for the promotion, building up Mike Tyson to be this monster still. And also for the fact that, well, Jake Paul admitted post-fight that he carried Mike Tyson in the last 4 rounds. But does that mean it was scripted, Coach?
Who knows? Who cares? The fight's done. I knew the way the fight played out. I expected it. That's why I didn't want to talk about it last week. I'm like, man, this is, they might have fooled a lot of people with all those infomercials and all that shit. But I know from boxing, when you're 58 years old, you're not a young man no more. Going against a young guy like him, it don't matter, man. Yeah. So, hey, it was great. They made a big hit. It opened up another platform, potentially for bigger fights. I'm pretty damn sure 100% it got Netflix, the suits at Netflix excited. They're ready for their next big event on Netflix. It was a success. Holy shit. It was fucking
look when they
did more, they did better than Super Bowl numbers, okay?
Exactly. And look, when you get an event, a singular event that results in almost 20 million new subscribers worldwide. Yeah, that's a success, guys. That's a success. Because I'll tell you what, no one, DAZN they're still below 500,000 subscribers in the American market. DAZN.
Let me ask you this, Joe. What's their subscriber base worldwide?
Are you talking about DAZN?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it's less than 20 million.
Yeah.
But it's less than 500,000 in the States. That's not good.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, we're very quickly going to get your reaction to, we usually don't do this on Coach Gogue's show. We're going to do it tonight.
Maybe, just maybe, it's time for Rick Glazer's Twitter watch. Bing!
I'll tell you what, thank you, Teddy. And this was 4 hours ago on Rick Glazer's Twitter or X. He said this, Coach. He said, you know what? It's nothing more than an internet rumor being told by two very high quality guys in boxing. that Terrence Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz is not being presently negotiated. Crawford still has his eyes on the big prize Canelo, and Virgil, from what I'm hearing, is currently in negotiations for another great fight. Hashtag boxing. Coach, what are your thoughts on that? And is that a good idea for Virgil Ortiz and Golden Boy not to pursue that fight at this time?
With who? Bucinas?
No. I'm talking about Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, man, Crawford's not gonna even want to. Why would he want to fucking fight him unless Turkey puts up a lot of money, man? So it's no use. You know, if a fight, I'm thinking realistic. If a fight can't be made, why the fuck talk about it? If Turkey ain't gonna Turkey don't want to buy that fight. All right, he don't want to buy that fucking fight, but I hear he wants to buy Bucinas.
That's it. Bucinas,
yeah,
and that's the fight that Rick didn't mention, but that's currently being negotiated by Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, that's the fight they want to see. They want to match, I guess, Cepeda against Shakir, Boots against the fuck's that guy's Boots against Ortiz, and maybe a couple others, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. There it is.
So,
and I tell you what, one more on the Twitter watch before we get call it a night, guys. We want to thank Coach Gogue for spending time out of his schedule. And he said this, Rick Glazier, on November 19th, yesterday. He said this. When was asked who impressed me the most on Latino night in Riyadh, that absolutely went to the now WBO, WBA 105-pound world champ, Oscar Collazo. I know someone complained that he's only 105, but that has nothing to do with how he showed out versus a world champ that was 14-0 in world title fights prior to Saturday. Oscar Collazo is a 105-pound version of Bam Rodriguez. What your thoughts, Coach Gogue, before we say goodnight?
He's a good fighter, solid so far. From what I've seen, he's a solid fighter. Yeah, that Collazo.
Do you think he had a better showing? Were you more impressed with his performance than Zurdo Ramirez in the main event?
Hey, they both put on. They both did good. They both put on a great performance, man. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
he's 100.
I would be remiss.
He's 100. What is he? 101 pounds? Who the fuck cares?
Straw weight. He's a straw weight. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I would be remiss. Both fighters looked awesome compared to William Zepeda this past Saturday. Would you care to comment on that?
Yeah, Zepeda, pressure fighter, high volume pressure fighter. First time he fought a style like Kevin Farmer, athletically gifted, fast hands, quick counter puncher. You know what I mean? And Farmer, fought him a little bit in the pocket. He tried to hold his own, but defensively he's flawed in the pocket. He don't know how to handle a pressure fighter that throws punches, that keeps coming at you. You know what I mean? You can see he didn't have no good fundamental stance. Hands were too low, and he was getting hit by punches. Them short, compact punches that Zepeda was hitting him with. But when he got his distance, he was nailing Zepeda with shots. He's a one-dimensional fighter. He's a fucking one-dimensional fighter. And Shakir, his speed is going to be the difference in the fight, just like Zepeda. I mean, just like Farmer. His jab, defensive skills. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. I don't see Shakir having a hard time beating that guy, Zepeda.
Yeah. So do you think they still go through with the fight, Coach? I know you stated you heard something about it.
Joe, if they're going to give the fucking money, they're going to fight, okay? Because the motherfucker, come on, man. He's number one in all sanctioning bodies. You know what I mean? And you can't baby these guys, okay? Put them in there. They're talking all that shit. Okay, sign the fucking contract. As long as the money's right. You know what I mean? They'll do it.
Yep. And once again on that card, Jose Ramirez comes up short against Arnold Barbosa Jr. in a fight that fails to sizzle.
I told you Ramirez is on the shot side. A lot of miles on his engine. He doesn't have the the reaction time or the reflexes like he used to. He can't pull the trigger like he used to. So, but hey, he had a great career. Made a shitload of money. Heard him, he saved, invested his money. So, he's good. He's good. He got his last big payday. And Barbosa, he moves on to a bigger payday. The fight wasn't he just technically gave Ramirez a boxing lesson. He didn't try to get in a brawl with Ramirez. Okay. That's all.
Well, guys, it's almost 1 o'clock on the East Coast. We're going to say goodnight to Coach. Coach, any parting shots? And trust me, guys, we're going to be visiting with Gilberto Ramirez next Wednesday. So I will be sure and ask him if the Jayo Pataya fight is next and if he's ready. So, Coach, your parting shots for our listening audience tonight.
Just great night of boxing. It was a great Friday, Saturday night of good fights. I'm happy that Tyson Paul was a success, not the fight, but the whole event with Amanda Serrano stealing the show, because right now we need more platforms to showcase a lot of these fighters. And Netflix, oh man, if they get into business, yeah, that's just it'll be one of the biggest platforms in boxing, probably the biggest with their subscriber base and the revenue they bring in. So let's hopefully, man, and quit showing them all, quit making all these stupid other wasting their money making all these other stupid fucking movies nobody watches. Or these, buying these what do you call it, novellas and all that other bullshit. Start showing some real fights on Netflix. And hey, man, Joe, it's a great opportunity. Another untapped market that can be hit. That could what do you call it, grow boxing. As long as the fights are sizzling, like Taylor Serrano. Oh, people are going to tune in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's hard to argue with the coach. Coach, thank you for your time tonight. I love it. And thank you. We always learn something every time you're on the air. So, guys, in case you missed any part of this show and joined us late, go ahead and rewind now. Or just listen to it tomorrow morning as you're going to work. But, guys, on behalf of the incomparable Coach James Gogue, I'm Joseph Herron. You've been listening to War Week Boxing. Have a great evening, everybody.
Vajan Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogue.